This video is sponsored by Surfshark. Ever since the surprise firing of Henry Cavill last week, DC fans have been in an uproar, and rumors have been flying about exactly what James Gunn is planning to do. So many rumors in fact, that Gunn himself even had to address them, with something of a non-denial denial, and that's what we'll be exploring today. In this editorial, I will begin by going through some of the more prevailing rumors, how James Gunn addressed them, and where this leaves the movies which are already filmed and awaiting release, like The Flash and Aquaman 2. As we are about to see though, there are a lot of angry DC fans out there, and just like the scorned Marvel and Star Wars fans have done with Disney+, you guys may be tempted to cancel HBO Max and take to the high seas instead. But to be clear, neither Midnight's Edge nor our sponsors condone piracy, even if what they did to Henry Cavill was a low blow. Not only is piracy wrong, you would be exposing yourself to endless spyware, tracking software and other malware out there on the high seas. And that's on top of all the data that is stolen from you during all of your regular browsing and sold to third parties. Have you noticed all the spam and scam mails you're getting? They got your email from those third parties, that's how that happens. There's a fix for all of that though. To protect yourself, you need to protect your data, and a good way of doing that is through a VPN, such as the one delivered by this channel sponsored Surfshark. A VPN, or Virtual Private Network, is a privacy protection tool which guarantees instant online safety and encrypts all data sent via the internet, thereby protecting you and your data. But there's more. Surfshark allows you to bypass geo-blocking restrictions by changing the country you access the internet from, which gives some great advantages when it comes to streaming. For instance, you can access 15 different Netflix libraries, all with a different selection of movies and TV series simply by changing your virtual location, which is easy because Surfshark has servers in more than 100 countries around the world. Outside of the US, Star, the international version of Hulu, comes bundled with Disney+. If you're in the US and change your location to, say, the UK, well then you just might get that too. That's pretty good, but it gets even better. If you type in the code MIDNIGHT when ordering, that triggers an exclusive offer in which you now get a time-limited Christmas offer of 85% off the normal list price, plus 3 extra months for free. Furthermore, Surfshark also offers a 30-day money-back guarantee, so there's no risk in trying it out. Do check out the link in the description below for further details and to order. Thanks to Surfshark for sponsoring this video, and with that, let's go through the rumors. First, we already know that Henry Cavill is out. When James Gunn let the world know that, he also let the world know that they were talking to Ben Affleck about directing something, but he didn't mention him playing Batman, so whichever plans there may have been for that just 1 month ago, they're all off the table now. Also, our own Tom Connors revealed on the Monday, December 19th edition of Midnight's Edge in the morning that he had heard from his sources that Gal Gadot is gone, despite her really wanting to stay on, and that would be made public inside of a few days. So, that's some strong indications that Snyder's entire trinity is gone right there. There are more rumors though, but before we go through them, I just want to revisit some speculation I made last week in the previous video on this topic. I don't think The Rock will be back as Black Adam. I think that whole spiel that's been in the trades about how much money that movie lost was planted and used as a means to argue to Zastor that the audience aren't behind this and it's time to let go and start over. So, I speculated that Gunn would keep his own stuff, meaning the Suicide Squad and Peacemaker, and discard everything else. That speculation fit rather nicely with a claim from known scooper My Time to Shine Hello, who on December 19th tweeted, "Henry Cavill, done. Ben Affleck, done. Gal Gadot, done. Ezra Miller, done. Ray Fisher, done. Zachary Levi, done. Jason Momoa will get a new role. James Gunn's wife stays." But on that note, I'd like to chime in that regardless of her being James Gunn's wife, something I didn't even realize until much later on, Jennifer Holland was great in Peacemaker and more than pulled her weight. Moving on, the Suicide Squad, what's left of it, stays. That would presumably also include everyone in Peacemaker, and in a follow-up tweet, Viola Davis stays. Although that seemed redundant, given what was said about the Suicide Squad. Although our good friend Mikey Sutton didn't say anything about the Suicide Squad specifically, he also chimed in that all of Snyder's cast are gone. So, how did James Gunn respond to all of this? After a whole series of tweets complaining that a certain minority of people could be unkind, but they could take it, and it didn't affect their jobs, so why mention it, Gunn finally addressed the rumors, summed up in the comment, "Who knows if it's true, but recasting all the main DCEU characters but keeping some. Will be interesting how Peacemaker and Suicide Squad characters live on, but the others don't, particularly when they have all interacted together." To which Gunn replied, "I keep seeing posts with this untrue theory. We're not recasting everyone except the Suicide Squad." This comment is oddly specific, yet non-specific at the same time. By which I mean, this could be construed as him saying they're recasting everyone in the Suicide Squad too. But pushed to the extreme, it could also mean that they're keeping the Suicide Squad and a side character from Snyder's cast, like just to throw out a random name, Jeremy Irons as Alfred, but everyone else is gone. I gotta commend James Gunn for his non-answer, which could mean anything. He wants us to speculate, and this will certainly make us do that. I am, however, still inclined to believe that on the whole, the Suicide Squad and Peacemaker cast will be kept, though time will tell on that one. But James Gunn's reboot is still a few years away, while the movies already filmed with the outgoing cast are just about to be released. What about them? For the longest time, we reported on how the Zaslav regime were in the process of retooling both the Flash and Aquaman, doing things like shooting new scenes with Ben Affleck, teasing more Batman to come, and even contemplating replacing Amber Heard and even Ezra Miller outright. Well, these reports were all true at that time, because then the intention was to continue using Snyder's cast. But that was before they changed their minds, or rather before James Gunn had another 10-year plan and David Zaslav signed off on it. The moment that happened, any thought about any further extensive retooling were null and void. At this point, it's all about closing out storylines and making the best cuts of the movies they can with the footage they have, without promising anything for the future, which means cutting cameos. So those movies will all be released, but they'll be released as is, so as not to waste any more money on them. More specifically, that means they'll be released with Ezra and with Amber, because they'll never be in a DC movie again afterwards, and it's not worth the cost of reshooting their scenes when the movies are creative dead ends anyway. As for what will replace them, we will still have to wait a few more weeks for any official answers. In the meantime, let me know what you think about the rumors in the comments, and before you go, remember that to help protect your data and bypass quarrelsome geo-blocking restrictions, you should get Surfshark VPN. Use our code MIDNIGHT to get 85% off, plus 3 extra months for free. Link is in the description.